Good morning, this is Randy. I want to read a little bit about delusional disorder from WebMD.com. Delusional disorder, previously called paranoid disorder, is a type of serious mental illness called a psychosis in which a person cannot tell what is real from what is imagined. The main feature of this disorder is the presence of delusions, unshakable beliefs in something untrue or not based on reality. People with delusional disorder generally experience non-bizarre delusions, which involve situations that could occur in real life, such as being followed, poisoned, deceived, conspired against, or loved from a distance. These delusions usually involve the misinterpretation of perceptions or experiences. In reality, however, the situations are either not true at all or highly exaggerated. If the delusions could not happen in reality, such as seeing aliens or television broadcasting your thoughts, then a person might be considered delusional with bizarre type delusions. People with delusional disorder often can continue to socialize and function normally apart from the subject of their delusion and generally do not behave in an obviously odd or bizarre manner. This is unlike people with other psychotic disorders who also might have delusions as a symptom of their disorder. In some cases, however, people with delusional disorder might become so preoccupied with their delusions that their lives are disrupted. So, the main points in what I've read so far, how it relates to a narcissist, in my opinion, is that a narcissist will begin to show or have delusions that are non-bizarre. So they relate to situations that are possible, but they are totally untrue or highly exaggerated. The second part that a narcissist would fit is that they are able to continue to socialize and function normally apart from their delusion. And those close to them wouldn't know what their delusion is because only those within the close inner circle would be able to see exactly what they are delusional about. Although delusions might be a symptom of more common disorders such as schizophrenia, delusional disorder itself is rather rare. Okay, I have a theory about why it might be rather rare. Delusional disorder most occurs in middle to late life. Interesting, and is slightly more common in women than in men. So, this delusional disorder that the professionals have noted has come to their attention. It comes to attention in middle to late life. Very interesting. And the second thing is that they say it is rare. Well, I would have to ask, how would the field really know if it's rare when these people do not share their delusions with others that are outside the inner circle and they seem to function normally in society? They are not somebody who is going to go to a professional to blurt out all of their delusions that are also based in reality and possible, but yet just exaggerated or completely untrue. How would the mental health professional know that they're exaggerating or that they're completely untrue when they're delusions that are actually based on reality? How would the professional know what to believe and what not to believe, what is true and what is not true? The only way they would know is if the presenting delusional person sought treatment and then the mental health professional checked with every person in that
person's inner circle to try to kind of find out whether or not this is actually an exaggerated, untrue delusion or this is actually true. There's no way to tell from just interacting with a person who only has delusional disorder, who does not have a full blown psychosis or a schizophrenia or any other mental illnesses. There's no way for the professional to know if they're sitting down and talking to somebody who is exaggerating a delusion that's not true or just has a story that, or a perception that actually could totally be true. But yet they're going to say it's rare and it's more common in women than in men. Well, maybe more women than men go to therapy, period, for them to even encounter this. That would be an explanation to me. The other thing is that they say it occurs in middle to late life. Well, I would think that more people go to therapy in middle to late life than they do in early life. And even if they go in early life, they're more likely to be women. And if they're women in early life and they're telling a story that could actually be true, again, how would anyone in the field be able to identify that that is a delusion or it is not a delusion? So this article goes on to explain the types of delusional disorder how they manifest. There are different types of delusional disorders based on the main theme of the delusions experienced. The types of delusional disorders include erotomanic. Someone with this type of delusional disorder believes that another person, often someone important or famous, is in love with him. The person might attempt to contact the object of the delusion, and stalking behavior is not uncommon. So, my narcissist at midlife male, okay, believed that this 18-year-old prostitute was in love with him, and he ended up obsessing about her and stalking her. So, but otherwise in his life he was able to act normally. Could he have had a delusional disorder, or was he just a narcissist playing out the way that narcissists do? Okay, what I'm getting at is the field talking about narcissists, but they're describing one part of narcissism, or NPD, which is the delusional part of the narcissistic personality? Is this delusional disorder that they describe just a small subset of an overall personality disorder that becomes delusional about specific things, but yet functions in society, and those people never come to their attention anyway, and that's why their information says it's rare and it occurs more in women and it occurs more in late life. The second type of delusional disorder is grandiose. Okay, that is a complete also description of a narcissist and some cluster Bs. Grandiose, a person with this type of delusional disorder has an overinflated sense of worth, power, knowledge, or identity. The person might believe he or she has a great talent or has made a important discovery. Well, my narcissist thought he was making these wonderful inventions that he was going to become famous. He had an overinflated sense of worth, power, all that stuff. So again, he was a grandiose, and is still a grandiose narcissistic person. He also fits the description of having a delusional disorder. Jealous, a person with this type of delusional disorder believes that his or her spouse or sexual partner is unfaithful. Yes, at one time I would get some very weird blurting out of, you just went to church with your friend to go meet men or something like that. I mean, I blew this off because it was so absurd. But I would get that just once in a great while, but yet still I would get it. And I think that he knew it was delusional on one level, and that's why maybe when he had these thoughts, he didn't share them often. Persecutory is the next type. People with this type of delusional disorder believe that they or someone close to them are being mistreated, or that someone's spying on them or planning to harm them. It is not uncommon for people with this type of delusional disorder to make repeated complaints to legal authorities. So, when a narcissist makes complaints about you to legal authorities, is it because he really believes it's true? Is it part of a delusion? Or does it appear to be part of a delusion, but it's really the narcissistic agenda, the cold, calculated plan to just totally ruin you, and it's purposeful? I mean, we always come down to asking that question, did they do it on purpose, or do they not know what they're doing? That difference between, are they just totally out of control and mentally ill but still functioning in society to certain people, or are they just cold, calculated, and evil? um, the last two types of delusions are somatic. A person with this type of delusional disorder believes that he or she has a physical defect or medical problem. Yes, that was also my ex-spouse. I mean, he felt that he started getting very delusional around midlife, around aches and pains, and around aging to a psychotic extent, in my opinion. And then mixed type. People with this type of delusional disorder have two or more of the types of delusions listed above. So my ex would be mixed. Mixed type of delusional disorders fits the criteria all the way. Okay? But my whole point of reading this article is, does the field have it wrong? Does do people that have this late onset delusional disorder that has come partially to the attention of the mental health field, is the mental health field really dealing with just a specific delusional disorder, or is that a subset of a narcissistic personality disorder that the field had really been unaware of and only picked out these different pieces of behaviors that could stand alone, but maybe are unlikely to actually stand alone? As I made an earlier video, when I was diagnosing my own ex-spouse, I could find about 15 different diagnostic criteria that this fucker fit to a T. No wonder I was confused. And it was only until I came upon narcissistic personality disorder, which actually describes about all 15 or 20 of those diagnoses and incorporates it all. So, is the field really dealing with these bits and pieces of these different kinds of diagnoses that are just small windows of symptoms, and not looking at the overall personality as actually being disordered? Thanks for listening today. Have a great day.